Guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot. I've got two really important things for us to work on today. And you know, what's the general premise of what's the right shot? Well, number one is going to be shot choice. And then number two, where do you want to move to next on the court, right? And so we're going to focus on those two things right here with shot choice and next best court positioning. But before we get into that, I got something here that I've mentioned to you before that is super important. That when you're returning serve, whether it's singles or whether it's doubles, and your opponent hits their first serve into the net, I want you to start looking at where are you, right? So yours truly here with a return to serve. And the one thing I'm doing right here is I'm checking my shoulder turn position. Have I got myself all the way turned 100%? If so, good. I'm just going to say great, well done. But if I haven't gotten myself all the way turned, you know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fully turn into that position and just kind of telling your brain, hey, this is where we got to be. When this serve crosses the net, right, we want to make sure we get out of this ready position, not thinking racket back, but more thinking just shoulder turn. And what happens if you just turn the shoulders out of that ready position? Yeah, you set the racket exactly where you want it to be. So always make sure when they miss that first serve that you have turned all the way. Okay, let's get into shot choice here with this forehand volley and next best court positioning. And here it is. So shot choice is, all right, it's, well, I could go back cross court, right? In terms of, well, cross court, meaning back into the deuce alley over there, right? So I'm taking it cross court with that forehand volley into the deuce side, not back towards the server, into the deuce side, and thinking, hey, this can be an outright winner. And the problem with that thinking with this court position is if that opponent either anticipates, moves over there, intercepts it, and now I'm hung out to dry, or you don't actually get the angle for that outright winner, and you, court position-wise, are not great. The smarter shot choice is to take this forehand volley and to go, okay, I'm going to play it back over here, and if the server gets to it, well, what's most likely going to come back? Well, what's most likely to come back in his shot choice is, wait, those two guys are both up at net. A lob is probably the right shot. And your thinking here is now, as a right-handed player, well, if he's going to lob, this is where I want the lob coming out of that part of the court, the ad court, because it ends up for you, footwork-wise, being much easier to get set up for an overhead than if the lob is coming out from the other side of the court, from that deuce side. So I'm going to take this back. We're going to look at this at real time, and then you're going to see shot choice and how it works out. You already know that I'm going back towards the ad court. But that's really my thinking on shot choice in this particular situation. I want to hedge my bet that I can stay in the point one shot longer if I have to, rather than thinking, hey, let's take it back cross court, and there you have it. So hope that makes sense, right? What's the right shot? Shot choice, where do you want the ball to land over there? And then what's the next best court position to enhance that shot choice? And in this case, it's not being tempted to take the bait and try to hit the outright winner. And it's saying, you know what, I'm better to just stay in the point if they get to it. And there you have it. Guys, look, what I've got for you is the members only, the Swing Tech version of this episode of What's the Right Shot, number 589. What we're working on is the forehand volley technique. And there's a couple things that you want to be able to do swing tech-wise, stroke technique with this forehand volley to really make sure that you get some pop, that you get some power, and that you can slide it by that opponent back there. Right down below, Depending on where you are, if you're on a desktop, there's a join button, click that. If you're on, excuse me, mobile, there's a link in the description where you can get signed up for the members-only version of What's the Right Shot. Excuse me. It's less than $1 an episode, and I think this is the 20th or so episode that we're doing this What's the Right Shot Swing Tech version. Right down below, click the join button or that link, and you can get signed up. Guys, that is it from me today. Want to hear from you down below. What's on your mind? Any comments, questions, feedback, remarks? Let me know. Love to read your stuff and promise to respond to you. And as always, come on now. It's time. We got to get out there. We got to help someone else have a spectacular day, guys. I will see you again next time.